For this Monday, I wanted to take an old canvas board that I had done pour painting on, and it's been a day. I got a lot done, but I definitely needed some kind of, recentering. So I thought I would share some of the art that I do when I need to recenter and focus and get myself in the present moment. What I'll do sometimes is look at a canvas like this, and I will turn it around until I see something in a face or a figure. I'm partial to painting figures. So in this case, I started with a little dude on the bottom there, which sort of resembles the doodle that I posted on Instagram of myself melting looking at my to-do list. But I like this technique of just using paint on a dry brush. It means I can use hard, opaque blocks of color or paint. Not so much lines, but just shapes of color. And then I can use the remnants of the paint on the bristles to do shading and fading out. It's really easy to see where I can put shadows or leave shadows to exist when I'm painting. And in this case, I was kind of nervous about painting over some of the cooler aspects of this pour painting, the little dots and the bubbles. I could have kept those, but something in me just wanted to keep going. At any rate, I think anyone can do this. It doesn't have to be figures, and it doesn't have to be faces. I'm partial to them because I just think they're fascinating in their variety. I mean, human beings are just so varied in size and shape and the way their features present. I used to get really nervous painting faces and human shapes and figures because I was pretty certain I was doing it wrong, which I think is true if you're trying to paint a specific person. But in this case, I'm kind of looking for what might be perceived as a human shape, what might be conceived as a face. And it's a little bit like the magic eye paintings. Right here, I was thinking, I'm gonna negative space paint a tree in the middle. I thought that would be interesting. But without having blocked out the tree branches, I quickly got lost. I'm not typically a negative space painter, so I think it was a good experiment. And that's one of the things I like about this kind of painting is you can try stuff, and if you don't like it, you just paint over it, or you use it to make something else. It's one of my mindful activities because it's really accessible. There's no way to do it wrong. And you just keep painting until you find that flow. When your breathing starts evening out and you feel your shoulders relax a little bit. And it's easy to turn off that constant inner critic. I often have to battle a dialogue in my mind about whether or not I'm making the best use of my time. And what's nice about this kind of painting is it's basically doodling with paint. And so here I'm realizing, that's not going to be a tree. It's a face, which is great. More faces, please. And there the chin got really heavy, right? Really bright white. So that's where you can go back in and lay down more white on areas where you want to pull them out. It's almost like reverse carving. So I'm looking at a flat surface and I'm trying to pull out those areas that if it was 3D would stick out more. And I like the idea of catching reflective light. It's not super important in these activities whether or not the reflective light is consistent throughout the whole painting. What I'm going for here is a sense of ease and flow, creative expression, and I think I need to do this more, to be honest. So here I'm doing dots because I've decided I can't add any more faces, because if I do, then I'm going to lose most of the dark spaces, and I need to keep some of those to highlight the dark lines that I left. So I'm just doing little dots, and this is a great way to just dig into a repetitive task. It takes a little bit of focus depending on the bristles on your brush to make a dot, but as long as you're not concerned with it being a perfect circle, which in this case I wasn't, I just wanted it to be the suggestion of particles flowing, whether it's currents of wind or leaves, dust, snow. So something that shows that air isn't empty space. There's stuff, flying in it between all of us. So I hope that you enjoyed this share that I did of my dry brushing. I'm hoping to do something with watercolor pencils going forward, so stay tuned for that. And if you have any questions about what I'm doing here with the dry brush, send me a message, drop me a comment, check my Facebook page out, and look into my classes. I've got classes on Abacus, where we do mindful activities on Mondays, and also self-portraits. I believe that's on Tuesdays. I'll put the link in with the video. But yeah, I hope you liked it. I enjoyed it. I feel much better now. I feel like I can actually breathe. So, consider picking up a brush and a single color of paint and tackling another surface, and see if you can find that flow. So here I want to show you some of the delicious texture that comes from painting over previous paintings. It's texture that I used to think was impossible, and it's not intentional, it's, coincidental. It's the conversation between the previous painting and the new painting on top.